Hello, some of you might know me from the television, where I'm often found bumbling about with cars or perhaps putting things back together with a spanner. My name is Ken Weller, and today I want to talk about something rather troubling. It's a modern problem for our increasingly modern world of motoring. We've all had a car that wouldn't start, haven't we? You turn the key, you hear that sad little click, 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 and you know the battery's flat. A bit of a faff, certainly. But you get out the jump leads, find a friendly neighbour, and Bob's your uncle, you're on your way again. It's a simple mechanical problem with a simple mechanical solution. But what if the problem wasn't so simple? What if your car wasn't just refusing to start, but had, in effect, completely given up on the very idea of being a car? Imagine a vehicle so thoroughly immobilized that it might as well be a very large, very expensive garden ornament. This is the new reality we're facing in the age of the electric vehicle, a phenomenon known as bricking. It's a term borrowed from the world of mobile phones, when a software update goes wrong and your device becomes as useful as, well, a brick. Now, this very same issue is happening to cars, and it's a bit more of a headache than a dead phone. You see, a modern electric car is less like a traditional motor car and more like a massive rolling computer. It is a symphony of complex electronics, intricate battery management systems, and millions of lines of software code, all working in concert to make it go. This is brilliant when it all works. The silent surge of acceleration is genuinely magical. However, when one small part of that digital ecosystem fails, it doesn't just cause a minor hiccup. It can cause a total system shutdown, a catastrophic failure that renders the entire vehicle utterly and completely useless. Yeah, it won't roll, it won't unlock, it won't do anything at all. This isn't just a flat battery in the traditional sense. It's a fundamental failure of the car's core identity. The handbrake might be electronically locked on, the wheels might be stuck, the very systems needed to diagnose the problem might be offline. You are left with a 2-ton sculpture of metal, glass and plastic that is resolutely staying put no matter how much you plead with it. It's a truly 21st century predicament, and one that is becoming surprisingly common. Getting one of these moved isn't a simple case of calling the AA for a tow. Oh no, it's far more complicated than that. So, what exactly causes a state-of-the-art electric car to turn into a glorified paving slab? The primary culprit, as you might expect, is the battery. Not just the small 12-volt one that powers the lights and radio, but the colossal high-voltage battery pack that forms the floor of the car. If this main battery completely discharges, and I mean completely, it can be a point of no return. Unlike a petrol car, you can't just stick a jerry can of electricity in it. The car's onboard computer needs some power to even begin the charging process. If there's none left, it simply won't recognize the charger. It's a catch-22 of the electric age. Another major issue is the software. These cars are constantly being updated over the air, just like your smartphone. New features are added and bugs are fixed, all while you sleep. But what happens when an update fails midway through? It can corrupt the car's brain, leaving it in a state of digital limbo. The communication between the battery, the motors, and the central computer breaks down entirely. The car essentially forgets how to be a car. It's a problem that can't be fixed with a spanner or a socket set. It requires a specialist with a laptop and a deep understanding of proprietary code. Even a failure of a smaller component can have a domino effect. A faulty sensor or a malfunctioning charging port can trick the car's central computer into thinking there is a catastrophic danger. As a safety measure, the system will shut everything down to prevent any potential risk, such as a fire. While this is sensible from an engineering standpoint, the result for the owner is the same: a completely immobilized vehicle. You could be stranded at a public charging station, or even worse, in your own garage, with a car that has decided its day is done. The real nightmare begins when you need to move it. You can't just tow a bricked EV. Often the electric motors are locked, and trying to drag it with the wheels immobile can cause thousands of pounds worth of damage to the drivetrain. This means it has to be lifted onto a flatbed truck. But if it's stuck in a tight underground car park with low clearance, A normal recovery truck can't get to it. You need specialist skates to slide under the wheels, or even a crane. It turns a simple breakdown into a logistical and very expensive operation. For a truly stark example of this electric nightmare, we need only to look at the recent story of Fisker. They produced a rather striking-looking electric SUV, the Ocean. It was full of clever ideas and sustainable materials. People were excited, and many put down their hard-earned money to be among the first owners. The cars started to arrive, but then disaster struck. The company, Fisker, ran into severe financial trouble and, to cut a long story short, went bankrupt. This is where the story turns from a business failure into a personal crisis for every single one of their customers. Ordinarily, when a car company goes bust, it's not ideal, but it's manageable. A network of independent garages can usually get parts, and the cars on the road continue to be serviced. But Fisker's cars were different. They were so reliant on the company's central servers for software support, diagnostics, and even some basic functions. When the company disappeared, so did that support system. Owners were left with vehicles that had no one to turn to for help. There was no dealer to call, no technical hotline to ring, and no promise of future software updates to fix the many bugs that were emerging. Soon, the reports started flooding in. Owners were experiencing all sorts of problems, from keys not working to complete power loss. One by one, some of these Fisker Oceans started to fail in a way that left them completely bricked. Without the manufacturer to provide the proprietary diagnostic tools or software patches, even the most skilled independent mechanics were powerless. They couldn't access the car's internal systems to figure out what had gone wrong. The cars were effectively sealed black boxes with their secrets locked inside. This has left owners with a devastating financial loss. They have a £60,000 car sitting on their driveway that they cannot drive, cannot sell, and cannot even easily get towed away to be scrapped. It's a sunk cost of epic proportions. The Fisker saga serves as a terrifying warning. It demonstrates that when you buy a highly computerized EV, you aren't just buying a product, you are buying into a service ecosystem, and if that ecosystem collapses, the product you are left with could be worth less than the scrap metal it's made from. It's a risk that very few car buyers have ever had to consider before. As we stand on the cusp of an all-electric motoring revolution, this issue of bricking is more than just a teething problem. It's a fundamental concern that needs addressing. We are all being encouraged to electric cars supposedly for the good of the planet. Governments are pouring billions into charging infrastructure and offering grants to make them more affordable. But we seem to be overlooking the potential for these technological marvels to become expensive and immovable paperweights. The convenience of over-the-air updates comes with the hidden risk of a catastrophic digital failure. The industry needs to think very carefully about longevity and the right to repair. When you buy a car, you should have the confidence that it will remain a functional mode of transport for a reasonable amount of time, regardless of the fortunes of the company that built it. Manufacturers should be required to provide a way for independent mechanics to access diagnostic information and service these vehicles safely. Relying on a single proprietary network that can vanish overnight, as we saw with Fisker, is simply not a sustainable model for the consumer. It creates a ticking time bomb under every car sold. For you, the potential EV buyer, this doesn't mean you should abandon the idea altogether. There are some benefits to electric motoring in the right situation. However, it does mean you need to go into it with your eyes wide open. You should ask difficult questions. What is the manufacturer's policy on battery failure outside of the warranty period? How robust is their software and their support network? It's wise to choose established brands with a long history of building reliable cars and supporting them, rather than jumping on the bandwagon of a trendy new startup that might not be around in 5 years' time. This is a conversation that is only just beginning, and it's an important one. The more we rely on complex software to control every aspect of our lives, the more vulnerable we become when that software fails. The bricked car is a perfect, if rather large, symbol of that modern fragility. It's a fascinating, if slightly alarming, topic, and one I'll be keeping a close eye on. Anyway, that's all from me for now. If you found this interesting, do give the video a like and perhaps even subscribe to the channel for more musings on the state of modern motoring. Cheerio.